Welcome back. Today we're working on core strengthening for tango dancers. Now, with the core, it's vital in tango. So sometimes your partner might throw you off axis and you can use your core to help bring you back into your center. Also, your core, your obliques especially, are used when you move into any turns, creating that disassociation in your body. And that also, in turn, helps with your molinetes and everything else that's in between. So we'll do a couple of core strengthening exercises for you. You don't need anything besides a mat and yourself. If you have a block, great, use it, but it's not required. But I will be demonstrating with the block. So if you have one, great. If not, I'll put a link down below where you can buy one yourself. Make sure that if you like this content, you share it with your tango friends and you hit that subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with all the latest content. All right, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a plank pose, and this is going to help stabilize your abdominal wall. And there's a couple ways you can do it. So one option is you'll come here with your hands down on the ground. Make sure that your wrists and shoulders are stacked. Pull the belly button in and then just hold here. You want to hold here for a good amount of time, 30 seconds, and then you can start to upgrade to a minute, maybe a minute and a half, but start slow if you're new to this, so 30 seconds. And if this is too much, you can do the same thing on the knees, lifting the toes, keeping the belly strong, and then watch the shoulders. There's a little bit of a rounding into the shoulders. Make sure your head doesn't hang too low or too high, but it's right centered. A more advanced variation, you'll come down to the forearms, same thing, and hold 30 seconds, and then upgrade to a minute, then a minute and a half when you're ready. Okay, so the next exercise we'll do is a Russian twist. I'll be utilizing the block for this one. Again, if you don't have it, you don't need it, no problem. So we're gonna take the block and we're gonna bring it into the hands, and this is gonna keep my arms nice and active. Now I'm gonna lift through the chest, the sternum, and then I'm gonna lean back just a little bit. Now I can keep my heels onto the ground, and I'm going to twist as much as I can towards the right, and then you come back towards the center, and then repeat to the left. Center right, center left. You do that as many times as you need while you're maintaining the form. You can also upgrade this and make it a little bit more challenging by lifting the heels up slightly, taking your hands, twisting to the right and to the left. Now, if you want to upgrade that even more, when you twist to one side, extend your legs straight and keep everything together. So the inner thighs together, the toes together. Come back, bring the knees in, and then to the other side, extend. Now, just in case we need it for the side view, what you don't want to do is you want to make sure you don't round the spine, because then you lose the strength into the belly where we're trying to work. Try to keep your spine nice and long and erect, and then you one side, and then to the other side. So you're balancing on your sits bones rather than on your tailbone. Same thing applies when you lift the legs. Okay, a little more oblique stabilization. This is a side plank variation, and there's 3 options to it, so choose whatever one works for you. So first thing we'll do is we'll come to the tabletop position. Take your left foot, you're going to send it out towards the left. Your right leg, you're going to extend it out long. And now extend your right hand towards the sky. Important to note is here you want to use this right oblique. You want to lift yourself up towards the ceiling so you're not collapsing down. So lifting towards the sky. Now this is one option. You can also lift the heel here. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging. Just make sure this back leg is nice and active. There's a dorsiflexion of the ankle joint, so the toes are pointing towards away from your body. Now the more advanced variation is you'll come to a plank, shift the weights to one side, stack your right foot on top of your left, and then lift. If you need even more, you can add the hips up towards the sky a few times. If you need even more, take the right hand, and then it's kind of like a thread the needle motion where you bring the right hand underneath the left. Up and back down. So the important thing to note about all of these exercises is that it's quality over quantity. So make sure that your form is correct, everything is in line, and you'll get more benefit out of that than just doing 100,000 reps that aren't quite in the right technique. So this next one I really enjoy because it helps work your lower abdominals, which is a harder space to work. So for this one, we'll utilize a block and we'll come down onto our backs. Reverse tabletop position. I'm gonna take the block and I'm gonna bring it in between the inner thighs. And I'm gonna squeeze that block, and it's gonna help keep my legs nice and active here. I'll rest my head and place my hands down. Now, I'm squeezing the block as I lower the heels. Now, it's important to make sure that your tailbone stays down onto the ground. Now, I'm squeezing the block, and then I'm gonna pull my low belly in on an exhale breath to bring the knees back to the center. So again, that's a lowering, hold it there, and then low belly pulls in to bring it back. So these are definitely challenging, so you can do, 8 or 10 of these and you should be good to go. If you want to up layer it, you can remove the block. Legs towards the sky, you can point or flex the toes, just make sure they're active. Then take your hands under your hips to support your lower back. Squeeze and then lower. All the way down, all the way up. Making sure your tailbone stays on the ground. You can do as many of those as you need, just keeping the form and quality. So this last exercise is going to be a variation of that on the ground, but this time we're going to work the obliques in an isometric hold as we go side to side. So we come down onto our backs, reverse tabletop position, but this time extend your arms out towards the sides. Now, if you have the block, you can take the block, bring it into your inner thighs. If not, just pretend the block is there. Now, you're gonna lower to your left side, hold it there. Feel the abdominals to build a little bit of tension, and then squeeze your block, and then pull everything back into the center. Repeat to the other side, drop to the right, hold it there, and then pull the low belly in to bring it back to center. So 8 or 10 of those should be good, but you can do more as long as you have the proper form. Okay, everybody, well, thank you so much for checking that out. I hope these core strengthening exercises help you find your center and help you find more control and balance in your tango dancing. If you like this, leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, do the same thing or send me a DM and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Make sure you share this with your friends, subscribe to show your support, and enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you.